Ever wondered why seasons exist? It's not because of how close we are to the sun. In fact, Earth is actually closer to the sun in winter. The real reason? A tiny 23.5-degree tilt. That tilt controls everything. When plants grow, when animals migrate, and when we all collectively decide to complain about the weather. Spring. It starts as a whisper, a few extra minutes of daylight, a hint of warmth in the air. Then, overnight, the world erupts back to life. Spring isn't just warming up, it's a planetary reset. Snowmelt fuels rivers, reviving frozen landscapes. Trees don't wait for warmth. They sense longer daylight and changes in humidity hours before temperatures rise. That's why some start budding while the ground is still frozen. And humans? We feel it too. More sunlight means more serotonin, lifting our mood. That's why people suddenly feel happier, more energized, maybe even inspired to clean the entire house. But spring isn't all sunshine and flowers. Pollen, nature's airborne weapon. Trees release billions of grains into the wind, coating everything in yellow dust. A single tree can dump 5 million grains a day. If your allergies are bad, try Tulsa, Oklahoma, the pollen capital of the world. Summer. This is when your part gets the most direct sunlight, tilted the most towards the sun. Earth is at full throttle. Plants grow at breakneck speed, animals are hyperactive, and humans remember why air conditioning is mankind's greatest achievement. But here's something weird. The hottest days aren't on the longest day of the year. The summer solstice gets the most sunlight, but land and water store heat, so the real heat wave hits weeks later. And then there's humidity, the invisible nightmare. Warm air hoards moisture, making sweat useless. That's why 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 32 degrees Celsius in the desert feels fine, but 90 degrees in Florida feels like drowning in the air. Meanwhile, near the poles, summer erases night. The midnight sun keeps the sky bright for months. Broad daylight, even at 2 a.m. Think your summer is brutal. The hottest temperature ever recorded was 134 degrees Fahrenheit, 56.7 degrees Celsius in Death Valley, California. Hot enough to fry an egg on the ground. And yes, people have tried. Autumn. As Earth tilts away from the sun without warning, the light fades. The air turns crisp. Trees shut down, preparing for deep freeze. That's when chlorophyll, the pigment that makes leaves green, breaks down, revealing the reds, oranges, and yellows underneath. But fall's beauty? It's just survival. Trees drop leaves to avoid freezing to death. In winter, frozen water inside would burst their cells like tiny ice bombs. Shedding leaves helps them survive. And then fall gets chaotic. Storm season peaks. Over 80% of the world's strongest hurricanes form between August and October, fueled by summer's leftover heat. Meanwhile, animals not built for cold begin their great migration. Birds fly thousands of miles south, and monarch butterflies, tiny, delicate creatures, travel 2,500 miles just to escape winter. And then there's pumpkin spice madness. Why do people go feral for it? Pumpkin spice hacks your brain, triggering nostalgia and comfort. The scent alone activates memory centers, making people crave warmth and coziness. Winter. Now the sun is hitting at its weakest angle, making days short and nights long. The sun sinks low. The temperature plummets. Life slows or stops. Bears hibernate. Arctic foxes grow insanely thick fur. And penguins? They huddle together, turning into living heaters. But here's something wild. Snow isn't just cold. It actually traps heat. Tiny air pockets act like insulation, making igloos 40 degrees Fahrenheit, 22 degrees Celsius, warmer inside than outside. Meanwhile, in Siberia, some frogs do something straight out of science fiction. They freeze solid. Their hearts stop beating, their blood turns to ice, and they survive like that for months. When spring arrives, they thaw out and hop away like nothing happened. Think your winter is rough? The coldest temperature ever recorded was negative 128.6 degrees Fahrenheit, or negative 89.2 degrees Celsius in Antarctica, colder than dry ice. All of this, seasons, migrations, life itself, happens because of a 23.5-degree tilt. Change it even slightly, and Earth wouldn't just look different, it would be a whole different planet.